Okay, good. So, what's your question? You beautiful manifestor, you?
Well, my question, so I'm new to this, right? So just I'm really at this top level here. And as I look at this, I'm going through a period in my life where like, wow, I'm really realizing that I have some serious patterns of scarcity. And right now it's jamming me up because I'm also feeling a call to step into more of the things that I have been doing, which have been actually um, I which have been minimized by my required focus on my elderly parents. So
Mm.
so now I'm feeling a huge way this call to step forward to do more. I do coach. I'm a Ayurveda practitioner, Kundalini teacher, and health and wellness coach, life coach. And I have been playing small, right? Because my schedule gets disrupted all the time. I kind of feel like I don't own my time. And I have been all over the place, like having to run. One has congenital heart disease, the other one has Alzheimer's, and my mother in law had Alzheimer's the last 10 years. So I've been in that role of caretaking, and now I'm feeling like it's my time, but I do sense that there is some scarcity and some of my own uh, need to forth step forth from the fears, which has made me realize that, maybe all my caretaking, right, I'm kind of hiding behind some of that, right? Not that I don't need to be doing what I'm doing, but I'm also realizing I got to find more avenues and more resources, right? It just can't be me. So I'm just wondering, in my chart, because as you know, a 6-2 manifestor, and I'm not even quite sure what that means, to be honest with you. I'm just wondering if there are any insights into my dilemma, this push pull dilemma that I feel myself in right now. Is that
Yeah, Tracy, can I ask how old you are?
I just turned 60.
60.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like as a manifestor, 60-year-old sixth line, this is a time for you to be uh really coming out and standing out and offering your wisdom to the world. So, and you've got a lot of power to be able to do that. I mean, you've got both of the motors, the will center and the emotional solar plexus are connected to each other, and they're both connected to the throat. So you've kind of got a double power behind you as a manifestor. And for the sixth line, I'm not going to go into the whole explanation of the sixth line. You can go and read about it if you want, but
Mm-hmm.
basically you're in the role model phase of the sixth line, and that means that you're at a stage of life where you're here to be a role model, not necessarily like by, running an organization or something, although it could be that, but it's more about the level of development that you've come to in your life now through your personal growth and spiritual growth and healing over your 6 decades, that you're now a role model for others. So that's what human design would say about where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And you also, most of your circuitry is non-logical and non-logical, non-linear, non-analytical. I mean, you've got the beautiful sensing circuit and the knowing circuit lit up here. So are you in touch with your intuition, or your creativity?
I am like that for the coaching that I do. Like, I don't call it intuitive, but like I know when I'm talking to women, I tune in to them, and I kind of know, and I just go with it, right?
Yeah,
And
no, that's great. That's great.
um
Because
yeah.
because that 12, 22 is in the knowing circuit. So that's going to give you that sense of knowing. But then you also have this open G center, which is going to help you tune into people, and really strongly to have a sense of their identity and their sense of how they're feeling about themselves. So those are great assets for you as you're doing that work. But yeah, I mean, you're the only one who can decide if you've been hiding. I don't, I don't know. But I would say with this chart, I would, and I also want to honor that you've been taking care of your parents. I've no, like, nothing to say like you shouldn't be doing that or don't hear this as that. But I would say that based on, your age and your chart, that this would be a time when you would really be being able to bring, the benefit of your life experience out into the world in a powerful way.
Mm, mm. Thank you for
How
that.
does that land for you?
No, it lands, right? It's like that's what I'm feeling in my body. It's like what I'm hearing, it's what I'm sensing. And then I just have this other piece, and I'm like, man, is it karmic relationships with my parents? Like, what? There's this other piece that is just holding me to this small pattern of just taking care of people I love right now. And I'm just I know I don't need to figure that out. I just have to figure the way forward, right? With this calling is my sense. But
Well, one thing to think about, Tracy, is you've got the 4037 lit up in your chart, and the 37 is your Oh, it's your Chiron and your Jupiter. So that 37 is really important. And it is that channel is known as the channel of the bargain in traditional human design, or the channel of administration in quantum human design. And it's
mhm,
a tribal circuitry. And so plus you also have that 59 lit up, which is also tribal circuitry. And so these are energies that are being called on in you for helping you with your parents. They absolutely are. So, and that one thing I would encourage you to look at for yourself is, what are the agreements that you have with your parents? Which ones have been articulated and are expressed, and everybody knows what they are, and what are the ones that maybe are more subconscious or haven't been talked about? If there's expectations or assumptions that are operating that maybe uh are getting in the way of you being able to fully feel like you're able to be at choice in your life,
mhm,
um and to be able to bring those things to the surface and talk about them.
mhm. That definitely strikes for sure. Yeah,
Right? Bring
yeah.
them to the surface and talk about them.
Mhm,
And I don't know anything about your parents, but I went through this with my elderly parents too, although they had chosen to live somewhere in assisted living and all of that. So so I was never their caregiver because they didn't set their lives up that way. But
mhm,
I do understand our desire to be there for our parents. But there's often a lot of unspoken stuff going on
yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
and if they have fear about what's happening for them, or fear about getting put in a home, or like, there's just all these things that can come up, right? And it
Mhm,
can really tweak that tribal circuitry that you have around loyalty. Are you being loyal? Are you being a good daughter? Are you showing up for them? They showed up for you, like all of that, right? And
yeah.
that 59 in quantum human design is now known as sustainability. So it's about how sustainable are our relationships. And that 59-6, that whole channel is about providing for the tribe and about providing for our families. And so, and at your, for you, now it's the elders, right? It might have been kids at another point, but now, and maybe you got it. I mean, I know I've had it on both ends, right?
Mhm,
It's like, my parents are both gone now. So I've kind of moved into the next phase, right? But sometimes we get sandwiched in there, and then it's like, okay, is it sustainable the way I'm doing it? Are people's needs being met? And also for you to remember that you need to take care of you. um and my guess is that you may be getting to a point. So how long have you been doing caretaking for?
over now over 10 years, like,
Yeah.
find, yeah, like,
Yeah.
mhm,
So
that's
I have no idea about the particulars, but I could totally see you really wanting and needing to have more time so that you can bring your, express that into the world.
Mm, yeah, thank you. And those agreements and the expectations, that definitely hits home for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank
And,
you.
and the thing is that again, of course, I don't know anything about your parents, but my general feeling about parents is, of course, they always want you to thrive. They
Mhm,
always want you to be self-expressed. They want you, even if it scares them, even if it gets in the way of them being able to have some of the things that they feel like they want and they need in their heart of hearts, they want that, right? But
mm,
then all these other things kind of come up. And so being able to acknowledge the complexity of the situation,
mhm.
but also speaking to that part of them that wants that for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So that it can come more up to the surface.
Yes, yes. So they can rise and do that for me. I've been doing it for such a long time. Yes, thank
And
you.
it may be that you need more people
Yeah,
involved. Maybe you need somebody else to come in and do more caretaking.
yeah.
Maybe there's other family members who can help. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know your situation,
Right.
but I would definitely say that, because with this chart, I'm like, I want to see you bringing your wisdom out at this chart and at your age. Yeah,
Mm,
because we need your wisdom.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for your beautiful book. I did the pre-read. I'm on the last chapter in the second part of it. Like, brilliant, brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
you. Yeah,
Yay. It's
really
really
excited.
exciting. People are reading it.
Yes, excited to find you and to find this. Like, I feel like human design is like the missing piece for me, or a missing piece for me. So
Mhm,
I'm very
mhm.
grateful. Thank you.
Well, yeah, and I mean, and your chart is pretty, I mean, every chart is unique, but you're, among this, you're on the second smallest number of types, right? I mean, manifestor is only 8-9% of the population.
Mm.
And with this configuration, so I would just say we need what you have to bring. So I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to find out more about it.
No, thank you. Thank you.